Okay, welcome everyone to the release working group meeting. So we have an agenda here to follow, but before we get started, do anyone else have any announcement they'd like to share? Anything you want to bring up? Well, if not, we can start with the regular agenda here. We have this first item, which is a meta discussion about the meetings. So there were no more scheduled meetings. So
yes, I opened that. We do have scheduled meetings, but I think there's still an open question as to the frequency as to whether we want them once a month or every 4 weeks, which is what we had before. Beth has pointed out that having them every 4 weeks means that we avoid clashing with a security working group. Was it security? With another meeting. So having them once a month means that we would eventually run into clashes, whereas having them every 4 weeks. So I believe there is a calendar. Michael created the calendar thing, which is that going out once a month? So we probably just need to resolve the frequency.
yeah.
And then this Zoom link had expired, but Beth has extended that. So hopefully that has been resolved as well, although might need to get that added to the calendar invite. But yeah, that issue is there. I'm hoping it will disappear by the time of our next meeting and would have resolved the open issues.
Is there anything else we need to do regarding the Zoom meeting, Beth, or is it just renewed and now it will stay there along with the?
I maybe got a bit ahead of myself, but I changed it to 4 weeks, copied it into the calendar, and it's extended for 13 occurrences, which I think takes us to the end of the year, more or less. So it should be good. And I'm just copying the data in. Hopefully that's okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm happy with every 4 weeks.
Yeah. And I think there is no opposition to it. It's just that when I went to reach out to Michael Dawson, I just had in the top of my mind, oh yeah, maybe it was once a month. Yeah, I remember it was once a month. But yeah, I wasn't sure of the frequency, so I just told him once a month. But turns out, no, it's every 4 weeks. So I think we should just go back to the previous frequency, yeah.
Yeah, good. It's pretty much done. I had to log into Zoom to re-enable the webinar, but that's all done now, and not a problem, hopefully, until next year.
Right. So, and Beth, yeah, let me know for the calendar. Are you able to directly fix that, or do I have to reach out to Michael Dawson?
So there is a process for getting access to the calendar. You get added, I think you'll get added to a Gmail group or something, which grants you access as someone hosting a meeting. I think at least at the time when I started hosting meetings, I was told apply for the calendar access so you can add it to the calendar. So it might be worth us going through that and getting you added so you can edit those yourself if needed, especially if we need to cancel or anything. It's just good to publicly cancel that, I suppose.
Right. Makes sense. Yeah, okay. I see Raphael has joined. You promote the panelist. But okay, yeah, I think we can move on here. I'll leave a message here on this issue, and I think you can probably close it once the frequency is back to 4 weeks. And okay, let me skip here to the third issue on the agenda. Let's leave the release plans all to the end. So there is NPM 9. It's still here in the agenda, and I wanted to confirm with you all. It is just following the schedule we had agreed before, right? It's good to have it land in the 18 staging branch now and have the NPM 9 go out in the 31st January release, right? I mean, there's just no opposition to that, right? Like it's what we agreed before. So if anyone has any opposition, feel free to voice it.
we had any feedback on, hey, this completely broke my module or something? I can't remember.
I think the only thing I've seen is someone, I can't remember who, had some issue with authentication. That Miles,
Jordan, yeah, I think I saw that
was it
call.
Jordan? Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know how typical that is in terms of whether it's a specific workflow that was broken or whether it would be more general.
Yeah, no, I remember.
I don't know. Other than that, I don't think I recall seeing that much.
It sounds like we at least might want to or ping to say this is happening. Maybe tag it for TSC agenda. I don't know. We might want to surface this a bit more broadly if someone's hit a real issue with it, so they don't get hit by it again. Because if they they might need to make different changes, I guess.
Yeah, no, I can speak up to that particular point. I think I saw the comment there. It was just the login method to npm that it changed the default. So I think it was the OTP that now is defaulting to go to the website and do the whole OTP dance in the browser instead of having it in the command line. And yeah, and then basically Jordan was just saying, yeah, well, it is not my workflow. I was expecting it to have the same workflow as before, OTP in the command line. And so, but there were, well, I mean, there is that list of breaking changes. I'm not sure, I'm not 100% sure that was outlined in the list of breaking changes that went out with the changelog, right? But it sounds like the kind of breaking change that they were planning for, and it's not something like that prevents anyone from just using the npm CLI or anything with Node.js.
Do we know if npm has usage statistics, like when the CLI contacts the registry, if we know the version number? So how many people are actually using it?
Yeah.
The version 9.
Yeah, no, I remember. Yeah, they do have it. I don't know if it's publicly available though. That's a good point. But yeah, but I know it tends to go very aligned with the Node.js releases that the CLI landed in, right? So it will probably align with the adoption of the Node 19 version, right?
Yeah, but if we take myself, for example, I installed Node 19 on my computer, but most of my projects have a specific version of Node that's configured, so I almost never use Node 19 in practice.
Right. Yeah, but one thing.
And for example, for publishing, everything is configured in CI, and that's not using Node 19 at the moment. So I personally have almost no feedback on npm 9.
Yeah, no, and I think it's only when you're trying to log in or publish, without providing the OTP. I think like if you still provide the OTP flag, I think it still behaves the same as before. I think it's just the default mechanism.
It doesn't prompt for it, so you cannot paste the OTP code, press enter, and yeah.
Do we ship npm 9 in the 19 release, right?
Yeah.
So we might I don't know if we have data, but we can just look to how many downloads do we have on Windows, at least that comes with the npm binary directly, and check if I don't know. I'm looking to the issues, and we apparently we don't have anything on the web or even in the GitHub regarding that. So I think we are safe.
I think one thing I can also propose, I think it might be also safer, like it was the end of the year, right? Like, in practice, the npm 9 update just landed in 19, right? Like we can give it another month, right? We can just, sync up with, it's just a matter of syncing up with the next P18 releasers and letting the npm team know, right? Like, and we can postpone it, give it another month just to see if we have more feedback that sounds like a blocker. And if not, then we can land it in February.
Would it be the case of a night build or something like that? Like a release candidate for 18, just with the npm 9, just to, I don't know, for maintainers only or something like that, just to check before landing it directly?
Mhm.
I don't know. I think that's might be too much work for, I don't know.
Yeah, for the value maybe. And if I guess if maintainers want to try it out, they could npm upgrade locally. And I think, like Michael's saying, the main value we're gonna get is when people's CIs tick over and start picking it up, because that's the main concern. Because that when
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And I think practically there are much less people who try RCs than the current release.
Yeah, definitely.
I don't remember getting any feedback from the release candidates. I don't think they're useful, actually.
The only time I've ever seen feedback from release candidates is if someone has a specific issue that we've fixed in a release and have said this is fixed in this release candidate, and they've verified that their particular issue has been fixed. But I don't recall ever seeing general feedback on a release candidate. It's usually quite highly targeted at a particular fix that someone was interested in and wanted in an LTS sort of current. Well, it's normally LTS because we don't normally do release candidates for current.
Yeah, so I think one thing that, I don't know if that's valuable though, but I know that most of CIs use the setup node, and we can, I don't know, maybe talk with them and create a branch with npm 9 by default. So maintainers can just use the specific version that contains the npm 9 and see if the CI breaks or not. But yeah, it also might be too much work for a low value. So yeah, I think we are good.
I think
they can use Node 19 if they want to try that.
Yeah, that's the thing, right? That's the point. You can probably just tell them to update to Node 19, and then they'll get npm 9, and yeah.
I think one thing that might be worth doing is opening a Backpot PR for this. So it's one for like vocalizing that's explicit. We've explicitly chosen to do this. And then that also means we could run a sitgem delta run on it. Run it with sitgem. Are there any new failures? That might give us some confidence as well. So maybe even socializing it, something to point to say, hey, look, this was a conscious decision. We haven't just accidentally
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a good idea. Okay. Yeah, and then we. So do we probably want to wait for February?
I think if we can open that PR and we have confidence earlier, that's okay. But let's see how the runs go. I think because I think the next 19 not until the almost February anyway. So I think I'm not sure. We'll review our schedules. But...
Right. So I think.
Yeah,
sorry, go ahead, Michael.
Yeah, the schedule for npm 9 says that we will open the Backport PR next week.
Right.
So we can certainly do that.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. We will be on time to land it in the end of the month. The 18 release. Yeah. So and if I got it correctly, I think it's good to clarify if there is no potential CI breakage, right? Because that would be the most disruptive thing to land in the LTS release, right?
I don't is that a statement to say there is no, or a question?
It is a statement in which, we want to validate that there is no potential CI. But regarding that issue with the OTP, right, like changing that default value, right, could that somehow impact CI environments? I don't think so, but maybe. I don't know.
Okay.
I think it's something we want to validate, right?
Yeah, I think our best way of validating ecosystem impact is going to be Citrix, because getting maintainers to try and adjust the CIs and things to test out, I just don't think that's going to happen based on people use current and how many try out release candidates. I think even fewer would go to the effort of trialing that out. So I think Citrix our best bet.
Yeah.
Did we check Sigem with Node 19 when we updated NPM?
Yeah, and I think the NPM team has been more committed to help out with the Sigem. Like they were even taking some work to try and update a few of the broken packets there. So I know they told us last time they would be running it. I don't know how,
I do remember seeing runs of Citrix for those PRs.
Yeah, I think we even granted the NPM group access to Sitkin, right? Like at some point.
Yeah, I can't remember. Last time I skimmed Citrix, there was like 100+ failures. So I don't know. Yeah. I don't know how much is hidden in that noise of red. So maybe we want to try and get that in a healthier state so we can get more feedback from it. I don't know.
Okay, so I'm writing a quick follow-up here. I'm gonna post this to the issue too. But feel free if anyone wants to chime in there. Okay, anything else? Okay, if not, we can move to major release rotation. What was this one?
I think that was finding people to actually do the releases, the major releases. So I guess we're now looking at Node 20, which will be April.
Well, I was talking internally at Nearform, and for the 20, I can handle it too. But yeah, I think the discussion is also worth it, regardless of we have someone to 20 or not.
Yeah, I think we discussed this and came to a resolution that there was no point trying to plan it like months and months in advance, and we would just say 3 or 4 months before the release, we need to come to it, like start trying to find a volunteer or volunteers for the upcoming release. It sounds like we might have just done that, so we might be good for this time, but we probably need to update our documentation somewhere to say, it's probably in the Node.js release documentation to say 3 or 4 months before the release, we will do a call for the upcoming major. And then
I think we can also just, I don't know, go to our Slack channel, Nodejs Dash release, and ask to remind us every 6 months about like who will be the next major releaser, and just to not forget, because now I'm pretty sure Bat will never forget it, but I don't know about me. I always forget things, so
yeah, that sounds like a good addition. We probably want it public as well. Maybe
public. We could possibly do some sort of GitHub action or something.
Yeah, I thought about GitHub action. Yeah,
that might be a good thing to do in tandem with, we every so often we have to add the new version to the schedule, move the timeline along. Maybe it's part of that as well.
Yeah, like maybe like a checklist issue or something.
Okay. I'll leave a comment here in the issue saying that these are the things that we are waiting to take, and then can probably close this issue. But yeah, so just make sure we update the docs, and maybe someone can create some type of automation to make that call every 6 months. Yeah, calling for releasers. Sounds good. Okay, and then we can go to the release plans here. So let's start with 19. Oh yeah, like maybe I can share my screen. Let me see. Window release plan. Can you all see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. So 19 release plan. Okay. I see that there's Rafael signed up for.
Yeah, I will do the next one.
Yeah. And then I signed up for one for the end of the month. And then what? Let's add some more. I need a calendar. Otherwise, I can tell when are your next one. So the one after that should be the 14. And after that, the 28. Okay. And if anyone wants to sign up.
You can write my name for the 14th.
Great. Okay. And I think that's good for 19. Feel free to jump in, put your name there if you want to plan something for the future, but it's looking good. It's already mid-February there. So let's take a look at the other ones. So 18, which is the release date we were mentioning before, right? End of the month. I saw one is already signed up here. We have one for end of February. And yeah, remind me again, is it every 4 weeks for the LTS?
Yeah, I think so, right?
I think we tend to do monthly for active LTS, but honestly, I think our dates sway enough for the active LTS that, roughly, approximately full doesn't matter so much.
Okay. So let me look at the calendar again. So like the 28th March, the next one. Is it? Wait a minute. What's up with this interface? Yeah, I think it's the 28th March. But yeah, anyone wants to volunteer for the one in February?
I wish, but I'm pretty sure in February I'll be traveling, so I can't do it.
Right. Yeah, and we can just leave it up here. There's still time.
Yeah.
And I believe we do have another meeting, right? Like prior to end of February.
We may need to ping Juan on the upcoming 18. I think he'll need new keys, so we might need to swap that one around because the key won't be in 18 just yet. So.
Okay, I'll leave this as that now. Feel free to add anyone.
Yeah, I think Juan won't be able to do.
Oh, his release here in the end of January.
Yes, because he doesn't have a key because his laptop was stolen, and
Right.
he's not
Yeah.
appearing in the meetings as well. So I think might be good to ping him right now and probably get someone else.
Yeah, no, that's a good point. Okay, okay. Let's confirm that. Yeah. Sorry, I had some.
By the way,
Go ahead.
since we're talking about release keys, someone opened an issue that there was the last release was apparently signed with a key that's not in the keyring.
The last
Where
18
was
or the
that?
last 19?
I think they said both.
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
If I remember correctly, it's in the repo that has the keys.
Release keys. I have it here. Let me
Release
share
key.
in the channel. But I think that's
You can find it here.
Yeah, they
just
say
sent in the chat.
the last 18 and 19 are signed by a public key not captured in the keyring.
Oh, the last 19, it was me.
Yeah, we probably didn't update the keyring in this repo. I think we updated the keys, but not the keyring.
Oh, okay, might be it.
And if so, I would have expected Daniel's key to be in there, but if it's talking about the release before that, which was Juan's, then you and Juan were the most recent key additions, I think. So it is quite
I'm not
possible that we didn't
sure it's
update
just the
keyring.
keyring.
Okay.
If the
We definitely have
the
PRs to
key
update.
ID, they pasted a key, like a hexadecimal version of a key in the issue, and it doesn't exist in the README.
Which one, the 18 or the 19? The 19 I have here in the README. That's my key.
Have your keys changed? Because it looks like the one they're referencing is different to one they have for you in the README.
Which one, the 89, 890?
I think they both start with that. But
No, the 61FC.
yes, that one. That's it.
Yeah, that one is for the 18, right? Oh, okay, it's Ruan keys. So it shouldn't be, it should be failing because we removed that key.
Oh, right. We removed it later.
But the 19 shouldn't be failing because it's my key, and I just checked here, it's in every place.
Do you have multiple keys or just one?
I do, but I use the same for release.
Right.
There may be more than one issue here. There's definitely a keyring which is in the release keys repo which may not have been updated. But then there is also the releases there where we've moved the key, one's key to previous releases.
Oh, there's no way to add this issue to the release agenda.
You can just create the label
Yeah.
directly.
There may not be a label, so you can create one.
Oh, I don't think I have admin access to the repo.
Oh,
No.
okay.
Yeah, if anyone wants to do that,
I'll
yeah,
do
then we
it.
can check this.
Just did.
Cool. Thank you, Rafael. So, okay, So for
I guess there's an open question there of was removing Juan's key the right thing to do? Because people still may need to verify old releases. And
We didn't remove it. We moved it to, there's a section in the README for
Yes.
previous releases.
did we not remove it from Node.js release keys?
That I don't remember.
Yeah,
I
I think I
don't-
removed.
From here.
Yes.
I have removed from the repository. Let me get the pull request. 1 second.
So I think part of this issue here is that we deleted the key intentionally from here. Maybe we need to keep legacy keys in here.
No, I just moved the README. I didn't delete from the dist. Here is the pull request I'm sending in the chat, so it shouldn't be a problem. Yeah.
right,
Oh, okay. It wasn't
Yeah,
deleted.
it's weird.
yeah.
Maybe we should try to run the same command as the person who opened the issue. See if it.
I suspect this is going back to, I don't
Works.
think the key ring has all the keys in it. So this repository has keys, but it also has a key ring. And I don't think.
Okay, so the
we're
problem is
using
that we
the
added keys
ring.
without using the CLI, the scripts that will update the key ring.
Possibly, yeah. There are some scripts out there in this repo. So
Oh,
anyway,
I didn't run this one, by the way, so it might be a problem. Yeah. I just when I included my key, I just updated manually the README, but I didn't run any
Yeah,
CLI.
because, okay, so that's the problem.
But it sounds
The
like
keys
there's
aren't
something,
only in the README, there's also a keys folder.
and a key ring. There's a keys
And the
folder
key
and a
ring.
key ring.
Okay, I think probably we just need to rebuild the list, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Anything else?
On this issue, no. I have one thing to comment, but we finished the list, the agenda?
Well, there was just 16 and 14 left, but
Okay, let me share an issue. I think you all know about it, but it's worth to mention. We have.
before getting to it, just in
Okay,
case,
go ahead.
I don't
Go
think
ahead.
we have anyone signed up for a potential 16 release here. So if anyone, I don't know how we're doing that for 16, which is in maintenance now.
Yeah, I'm not aware that there's stuff. Oh no, is that true? I think there might be some test runner stuff queued up for 16, but other than that, I'm not sure if there's anything on the radar for inclusion in 16.
Right, and 14, I might potentially look into as more.
The 14, there is the security one. I think we need to bring it. It is also in the agenda actually. If you look to there is a dependency vulnerability assessment. We have a CV to fix. So probably would be great to perform a regular release on 14 to include that backport.
We know that that's been fixed in the npm update. That hasn't landed yet. So there is an npm 6 update PR which we opened. Do we know whether this has been addressed in that?
Yeah, it should address all the.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I suppose the other question there is, there are CVEs being addressed, but is there an assertion that these are not actual security issues for npm? I guess the question is, are we comfortable releasing the npm update in a non-security release, or would we be marking the Node 14 release as a security release?
No, actually, we assessed that, and well, it doesn't affect Node.js directly, so it might land in a regular release. So, well, that's the point. Even though the pull request and this issue is public. So really, I don't think that we need a secret release for that.
Okay. Yeah, that's a fair point. But yeah, I'm happy either way. And yeah, Roy, if you are volunteering to do a release, I'm happy to defer to your judgment. I'll try and get the CI in a fit state so that we can do a release.
Yeah. I'm kind of been waiting for that, but yeah. I'll try to follow up and actually schedule some at some point for that 14 release. Yeah. So, okay, yeah, I think that's all. I'll probably update the release 14 here later. But yeah, Rafael, if you wanna go ahead.
Yeah, this is just a heads up. The security working group, we have defined the initiatives for 2023, at least first quarter, and one of them I have included is to automate the security release process. We all know how difficult is to perform, or time consuming is to perform a security release, and my intention is, I know that I can't automate everything, but I'm pretty sure that we can automate like very basic stuff, like open an issue to the build repo or sending emails to the Google mail list, I guess. And well, my intention is to reduce that those 42 steps to at least 20. And I'm looking to all the comments from Beth and Richard. I just don't have much time this weekend, the next one, but I will answer you all. I'm also looking that we probably might need to generate the CVEs from that automation tool. Just not sure about how it can work. And also, I had a call this week with a product owner from GitHub, and she told me about the how to report the security vulnerability on directly on GitHub. And like I have suggested also that whenever someone open an issue that might be a vulnerability that should be reported on HackerOne, we transfer it to that platform. That would be a good thing. But probably I think we might need to discuss at some point if how useful would be to us to generate the CVE instead of HackerOne, but directly on GitHub, and then we can automate it way better for this script. But yeah, just a heads up that I'll be working on that probably next month, and soon as I have something, I will share with you all. And yes, if you have any thoughts on that, please share in the issue. I will try to answer as soon as possible, but that's it. Yeah.
My main comment in the issue was I think you there was a suggestion about a node call util function to do the automation, and my point was there already is one for releases, and then I think Beth expanded saying that there are potential things it could be doing in addition to what it's already doing. And my point was just there's automation for security releases for the actual releases, but then there's also the automation which is more like what you were talking about in the issue about for the stewards. So the person overseeing the security release, who would then be the one who is opening sort of issues in build, or filing the CVEs and stuff. So I believe that automation is worth doing. It is, I think, separate from automation for the releases. So the actual people doing the actual mechanics of, the actual 19 or 20 or whatever release it is. So I don't necessarily think that's the same. I think both automations worth doing. It's just it's not the same person or command. Yeah. That's my point.
I think there might be some overlap though, because Mateo's recent suggestion, which was, hey, if we can, when we file a CVE, let's do it in PR form in a structured format that then either you copy in or we use automation to generate it. If that existed, and it had the CVE title and severity and description, then that might actually satisfy the need in the changelog generation tooling, so that we could actually just pull that information. So the same solution might actually benefit both places. But yeah.
But I think it will still end up being two separate commands, or at least a command with separate flags, because
it's not released directly.
It will be different people running different parts of the automation.
Yeah, actually, yes. The first step, I mean, the first iteration would be just simple things like open the issue automatically, get I don't know, list all the pull requests opened, approved, and add as a description of the next security release issue, and do the pull request for the release announcements in private. You know, all the list, the steps that we have, and then probably in a second iteration we can do those. I think this is a bit more sensitive. So yeah, once we have the foundation, I think we can think about generating a CVE, or even performing the secret release automatically. I don't know.
And in terms of the features in GitHub, they didn't exist when a lot of the process was put together. So I guess there might be some scope for adapting or changing the process. But I mean, the process is in place way before GitHub was doing security vulnerability reports and things. So and I think in terms of CVE raising, I think we were raising CVEs before we moved to HackerOne. I think we did have, like, I can't remember what it's called. We did have whatever it was that allowed us to open CVEs, but we stopped doing that when we moved to HackerOne. So I don't know if we talk about moving back again, because I think part of the process is we do end up creating JSON files, don't we, for the CVEs? But that's a post thing rather than a pre thing. Anyway.
No, okay, yeah. So I'll keep you all posted.
Sounds good.
Awesome. Okay. Is there anything else anyone else wants to talk about? If not, I'll just go ahead and stop the meeting. See you all next time.